35192. If you want to text for something, you can still watch at alancoxshow.com. The Bill Squire Friday Get Down is mere minutes away. It's how we have begun our weekends around these parts for many, many years. Brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey, now available in over a dozen states. And it will be the final Friday Get Down here in the old studios. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, you'll be able to listen to the Guardians tonight. They start up against the Blue Jays in Toronto. 7:07 is the first pitch tonight on MMS and on the app. If you listen from out of state, tell me where. Jesse listens in Castle Rock, Colorado. Jenna is in Janesville, Wisconsin. Nick is in Nashville. Sean listens in Dublin, Virginia. Casey listens in the dystopian hellscape of Indianapolis, Indiana.
You hate it so much.
And we have a lot of bureau chiefs, by the way, very well represented in the state of Maryland. We have Doug, who lives in Dundalk, suburban Baltimore. Aaron and Cameron. Kyle lives in Maryland. Chad is in Hagerstown. Matt's in Frederick. Trucker Ron's in Pomfret. And I wonder if any of them realize that the Baltimore Ravens are the winningest preseason team of all time. Joe Flacco, I'll tell you what, this guy has got it all figured out.
Hasn't been their quarterback in 3 or 4 years.
Nevertheless, that's what makes it all the more amazing that he's doing so well with them. They played last night, and it was the Green Bay Packers who had the longest winning streak in NFL preseason history. Now, out of all the stats that you can suss out on a team, undefeated in the preseason seems to be the least important one of. I mean, there's a lot of unimportant statistics in sports. Undefeated in the preseason, boy, who cares? Especially if they start wiping the floor. That's what makes it all the more amazing when people start wiping the floor with you in the regular season. Baltimore has not lost one preseason game in 6 years. Going back to 2016, they have not lost a preseason game. 20 games.
That's nuts.
As of last night against the Tennessee Titans. Because what do you have in the preseason, right? It's a lot of people who aren't starting.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out who's going to make the team.
That's right. You got your third, fourth string out there trying to see who's going to do what. Who's going to step up?
And you know what I think the secret is?
Joe Flacco.
No, Justin Tucker. They have a very good kicker, so they probably have won a lot of these games just from his kicking because they're like, we still need to practice some field goals, so let's get him out there. We know he's the guy. That's what wins the games for him.
Who's that guy from the Colts? Andy
Vinatieri?
Vinatieri. Wasn't he like the best of all time?
I think he's scored the most points all time, but I think he retired a couple of years ago. But yeah, he had some big moments for the Colts and for the Patriots.
Boy, we got spoiled for about 10 years with Robbie Gould in Chicago.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Oh, this guy would come in. I think he plays for San Francisco now.
Browns had Phil Dawson. He was great.
Yeah. These guys would come in and just winning games for people left and right.
But Justin Tucker, I think he has the highest percentage of field goals made. He's paid like the best of all time. I don't know if he's got the longest, but he hits some bombs. He's a good kicker.
Yeah, I mean, the 49ers pay Robbie Gould $8 million a year.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of money. Chris Boswell is the highest paid kicker in the NFL right now.
He just got paid.
Yeah. About $10 million kick for the Steelers. Young Ho Koo with the Falcons makes a lot of money too. Young Ho Koo. Well, you don't want an old ho out there. You want a young ho out there. Oh, God. You sent me this. Poundcake's always worried about getting killed on the beach.
Yeah.
He's worried about being run over
by a runaway
semi. Now, we talk about when people are drunk and they fall asleep on the beach and a Parks District truck comes through, doesn't know they're there, runs him over. That's not what we're talking about. Poundcake's primary concern is, like Cary Grant in North by Northwest with that plane. That's Poundcake on the beach, a runaway semi. A woman at a beach in South Carolina was impaled when the wind threw a beach umbrella.
Oh, God.
That's Final Destination right there.
That's You're meant to go.
You're out. What seat were you on that plane, man?
I was going to say, because it could be like, if it was just like, oh, just breezing through, you could get hit with the umbrella side. You got speared.
Yeah.
Beachgoer was killed Wednesday after a loose beach umbrella impaled her in the chest.
Dude.
The umbrella gets blown out a little bit past noon and hits Tammy Perrault while she's at Garden City Beach. 63 years old. Died at the hospital from chest trauma.
Man, that sucks so bad.
Especially
You're
since
just having a day off, relaxing, reading a book.
More reasons not to go to the beach, though.
Yep. The ironic thing about this,
umbrella.
what she did for a living, phlebotomist.
Have you ever
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Have you ever been in a situation where an umbrella comes loose like that? Because it can be kind of terrifying.
When we were in Jersey.
Yeah, dude, when we were in Michigan on our family trip, my brother's umbrella came out, and it's like when the wind is going, those things go fast, and it was going toward the water, so there wasn't really anybody, but the only thing I could do to think was just yell. I was just like, hey, look out! Because it's like, I'm not fast enough to chase this umbrella.
That's why they're starting to make so many beach chairs with the little roofs now on them, or the little sun block, visor, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of the umbrella,
Yeah.
They have the umbrellas that are by our pool, and we'll go through a few a year because someone won't put it, like they won't put it down, and in the wind there'll be a storm, and the wind will catch it, and it'll just like fly off into Lake Erie.
Dude.
Like, you can just see it happen, be like, oh.
There goes that.
Yeah.
There was a guy who, I think this was at the beach. I mean, Mar-a-Lago's on the water. There was a guy who paid $1,800 to have an airplane fly a banner over Mar-a-Lago that says, ha, 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 ha.
Whatever, dude.
That's probably the best $1,800 that guy ever spent. Because you can't get away from, and my daughter didn't know this, when we were out there in Jersey, you can't get away now from planes flying overhead with advertisements, right? They drink Smirnoff or whatever, and then boats. The planes you're kind of used to, maybe. And then boats going by. My daughter goes, why are there commercials at the beach, was how she put it. I'm like, because we don't live in a world where anybody wants you to ever stop seeing advertisements for things.
What were the boats? Would they have flags, or were they just painted?
No. It was like those billboard trucks you'll see driving around downtown.
Shut up! They had
it was like giant boats with billboards on them, and it was for booze or whatever. Usually for booze. And then when that wasn't there, it was a plane. And every plane that went by, I'm like, where's this fleet of planes taking off from? Because every plane had a different banner. I was like, holy cow. It can't be just one plane where they're rehooking a different banner. We got a pile of banners at an airfield somewhere?
Yeah, why not?
They have an airport
Maybe.
nearby just for that.
The Grand Canyon had its own tiny little airport for the helicopters we took.
Yeah.
I can imagine they have their own small. You don't need a lot of space if you've only got one or two planes.
And if
Switch
it's a
out the banner.
plane with pontoons on it, the ocean is your airport.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you.
You ever watch Tailspin?
A plane with pontoons.
I know of Tailspin.
But you know that there are planes that can do water landings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in Austin Powers. His Mini Cooper becomes a boat, I think.
Thomas Kennedy from Miami joined together with a group of friends to spend $1,800 to fly a plane over Mar-a-Lago with a banner that said, ha, 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 ha. It flew in the air for 3 hours. He said it brought me a lot of joy, and I would do it again.
So petty.
That's the thing
That's
about
just
it, though.
so petty.
I don't hate this at all because
Well,
I'm
it's
all
because
about...
there were like supporters at Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah.
dopes would like to go Trump, and this guy is flying probably mostly
harmless
just over
and, yeah.
them.
You should spend your money in a way that makes you happy, whether that's buying new shoes or putting it in a
You're right,
savings
I should
account.
buy some new shoes.
Whatever you do to make you happy, and this made this guy happy. He's gonna think about that and smile the rest of his life.
Sure.
Forever. That's a gift that keeps on giving. I applaud this.
And ironically, the only victimless crime being committed at Mar-a-Lago.
Couldn't you do that with like drones or something?
Drones?
You're not getting the point across. At that
You're not
point.
getting a giant banner behind a
It's
drone.
probably way
They have
more.
some really big drones.
But if you have a drone that big, it's going to cost way more than $1,800.
I guess.
If you listen on the app, by the way, our iHeartRadio app, you can leave us little messages there with a talkback button.
Hey, Alan, hate the show. I just thought I'd posit something on Grassman and how you don't want to call him Grassman. You call him Bigfoot, but there's a reason why he's called Grassman. In Minerva, Ohio, where they say they see Grassman, there's these tall shelters, if you will, made out of grass, where Grassman is believed to live. And apparently he's a different species of Bigfoot because he's more aggressive. Okay, bye!
Thank you. Everybody's got to have their own special thing.
I have literally never heard of this.
I've heard, I think I've heard of it, but people were correcting me that it's not Bigfoot in Ohio, it's Grassman. I was like, okay. But everybody's got to have their own thing, their own Bigfoot. I mean, out where I live, we have Bayfoot. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's covered in hair. No, it's Pashmina. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're Minerva, Ohio, right? The Roman goddess of wisdom. Why not do a deep dive on that? Or read some books.
Because there's a Grassman.
We got a Grassman out here.
We were
Come
just
on.
talking about that lady down in
Because
what?
I'm the Grassman. Hey.
We were talking about the lady in what? Mansfield?
Yeah,
Last week that
yeah.
was saying that she hears Bigfoot. She call him Grassman. She's calling him Bigfoot.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't hear Grassman. She hears Bigfoot.
Yeah, I don't know what the follow-up was on that, by the way, because there were people that were like, yeah, that's probably not a Bigfoot, but,
Okay.
you know.
Here's some characteristics of Grassman. Ranges from 5 to 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big range.
That's not that big. 1 or 2 of me.
Oh,
You never know.
a 5-foot differential.
Yeah.
That's right.
Generally 6 to 7 foot.
That's it?
Footprints range from 10 to 20 inches long.
Jeez.
Possible handprints have been found.
Possible handprints.
Estimate of weight is 300 to 1,000 pounds.
Hey.
5 foot tall, 1,000 pounds. Brian's out. My boyfriend would never smash.
That's right. Too hairy.
Cleveland County 911. Can I help you?
Yes, this is Tim Fiedler.
Uh-huh. What's going on now?
This beast is playing my dogs. I've got 5 dogs, bear dogs and hog dogs, and I shined a light on this thing, but I would not shoot it.
Okay, what did it look like?
It looked like a giant ape with a man's face. I was afraid to kill it, and it made a whistling sound. I just wanted y'all to know I have not shot one or killed one. He was about 9, 10 foot tall with real long arms. And my dogs are just raising heck. Would I get in any trouble if I shot and killed this beast, this animal, or whatever it is? I'm a bear hunter and a hog hunter. But I thought I'd call you and tell you, in case I have to, make that shot.
Yeah, I believe that guy. Sees Bigfoot out there, and, you know, I believe him.
Well, that one picture in the news was causing such a scene that hairy body starting to decompose. It had human-like hands and teeth with a gorilla's nose. Well, they insist that they got that big Sasquatch, but it seems like a hoax to me. I hope the place where they rented the suit don't have big rental fees. They said they found the legendary Bigfoot's what the hoopla's all about. They said they found the Bigfoot, really, while they both were hiking round. They said they caught the Bigfoot, no joke. They're on the TV looking proud. That thing that's in the ice chest knocked out. They say that is the Bigfoot, my foot, whoa.
live from the Billy Joel Madison Square Garden residency.
I think he's at PNC tonight.
That's live from the Billy Joel PNC show at
on Pittsburgh. Also, anytime you can work the word hoopla into any song,
Mary Steenburgen.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen, Richard Jenkins.
Yeah.
And then Adam Scott is the older brother. And then his wife, who's, what's her
Andrea
face?
Savage?
No, Kate.
She's been in a bunch
Catherine
of stuff.
Hahn.
Oh, yeah.
And she's hilarious.
I think the supporting cast on Talladega Nights is better. The wife, the blonde, I think she does
they're
so
both
well.
really, really funny. I just think
dad.
Step Brothers is just so
what's his name?
silly.
Catherine Hahn from Cleveland Heights.
What is his dad? That's not Lyle Lovett. His dad, not Lyle Lovett.
Whose dad?
In Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby's dad.
Gary Cole.
Gary Cole.
Gary Cole's
He's
funny.
fantastic.
Oh, he's great in everything. Office
No, they're
Space.
both really, really funny. Step Brothers hits harder for me.
They both
But
have
they're both
that
very
dip
funny.
at like the hour mark, though, where you're like, this has been going on a little too long. Step Brothers, when they both move out and have to get jobs and stuff, I feel like that whole.
But then there's some really funny moments in that
I don't
part.
agree.
I had bad luck with, when I was on in Chicago, I hosted 2 movie premieres. I hosted Hot Rod,
I love Hot Rod.
and I hosted Semi-Pro, that Will Ferrell one.
Yeah.
And I was one of the only people laughing in both of them. And I felt so weird.
Hot Rod,
I'm like,
I absolutely love.
Hot Rod was great. And I thought Semi-Pro was funny too. But boy,
I still claim Dumber and Dumber as the
Dumber and
greatest
Dumber.
comedy.
Dumber and Dumber?
She's getting dumber and dumber. as
I said what I
All right,
said.
we gotta
I know.
start the
I believe you. And on that note, Mary, it's time for the final Bill
right.
Squire Friday Get Down
You
in
guys can follow me at
our
Mary Santora.
independent
Wait.
Ohio studios.
Actually, we're going to do something a little special for this one, Mary.
Oh, God. What?
I'm going to go and hit. Can I make this a split screen? No. Never mind. Okay, no, we're not.
We're not going to do anything special
I
for
was going
this.
to try and do a split screen there, but I can't find the setting.
Have a drink, have a drink, have a drink on me. Everybody have a drink on me. Hey, hey, everybody drink on me. Brother Leslie, how?
All right, here we go. The Bill Squire Friday Get Down, brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey in honor of the late, great Murray Saul here at WMMS. It's how we begin the weekend. Take it away, William.
It's Friday! You gotta get down on Friday. Get yourself some Cleveland whiskey. Head into the woods. Try and find yourself a grassman or a Bigfoot. The cryptids are out there. Bigfoota, Bigfoota, Bigfoota. It's Friday!
Mary Santora, your thoughts. The final Bill Squire Friday Get Down.
It made me want to go into the woods and just stay there.
And drink
Made her want to
whiskey.
go between 5 and 10 feet away.
Kind of, yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Relapse or relapse.
There you go.
Poundcake's trying to chime in.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I'm just saying, last Get Down. I was so. that's
Last
so
Get
good.
Down, I know. Very exciting.
Oh, I mean, we're still gonna keep doing it.
In this studio.
In this studio.
I'm gonna cry probably Monday's show. Just
You're so gay.
do it.
Better. If you don't, I'm gonna punch you till you do.
All right, the Bill Squire Friday Get Down is brought to you by Cleveland Whiskey, now available in 12+ states. They've got delicious recipes.